Part 2, Alice Walker. Alice Walker, winner of the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1983, was the first African American woman to win the honor. Her novel, The Color Purple, also won the National Book Award in 1983. By then, Walker had published several celebrated books, including 3 poetry collections, 2 novels, and 2 short story collections. Born in Putnam County, Georgia in 1944, Walker studied at Spelman College and Sarah Lawrence College in Bronxville, New York. She returned to the South after graduation to work in the civil rights movement. She has remained an activist throughout her life while also continuing to write and publish. A woman of influence. On September the 8th, 1986, the Oprah Winfrey Show had its national debut. Its host quickly expanded a popular Chicago talk show into a national phenomenon. Along the way, she became one of the most influential Americans of her generation. Oprah Winfrey is an actor, producer, media owner, and philanthropist. By the time her talk show was broadcast nationwide, she had already earned an Academy Award nomination. Her performance as Sophia in the 1985 film adaptation of The Color Purple received enthusiastic reviews. Since then, Winfrey has gone on to perform in several other films, including Native Son, The Women of Brewster Place, and Beloved. She has produced other projects based on best-selling books, including Their Eyes Were Watching God and The Wedding. She continues to act as well, appearing in Selma, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and A Wrinkle in Time. In 1996, she established Oprah's Book Club. Each month, Winfrey chose a book for her viewers to read and discuss. The club continued for about 15 years and featured about 70 books. With a fortune estimated in the billions, Winfrey is considered by some the wealthiest American woman to have earned her money instead of inheriting it. She is also among the most generous philanthropists in the country. Philanthropists are people who donate money to charitable causes. Winfrey has given more than $400 million to many important causes. For example, she has provided more than 400 scholarships to Morehouse College, donated $12 million to the National Museum of African American History and Culture, and established a school for girls near Johannesburg, South Africa. In 2008, Winfrey gave $10 million to help the city and residents of New Orleans recover after Hurricane Katrina. During Barack Obama's presidential candidacy, Winfrey held fundraisers for him and appeared at rallies to express her support. One economist estimated that she helped get as many as 1 million primary votes on his behalf. In 2011, Winfrey launched OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. That same year, she ended her talk show to focus on her other interests. Winfrey has received many honors throughout her career. The NAACP awarded her the Spingarn Medal, its highest honor, in 2000. And in 2013, President Obama presented her with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Spike Lee. Since his first movie in 1986, Spike Lee has been one of the most successful and influential African American filmmakers. Do the Right Thing, released on June the 30th, 1989, is considered one of his best projects. The film follows the adventures of a young pizza delivery man in a hot, crowded Brooklyn neighborhood. Along the way, the character encounters racial tension and police brutality. At first, some critics were worried that the movie would cause viewers to riot in the streets, but nothing like that ever happened. Now widely praised, Do the Right Thing has been selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. While making more than 20 films, Lee has done more than simply tell stories from an African American point of view. He has also provided many opportunities for people of color, both in front of and behind the camera. Fences. Playwright August Wilson won a Pulitzer Prize for a Tony Award for best drama in 1987 for Fences. The play told the story of a former Negro League baseball star who never got a chance to play in the major leagues. Wilson won a second Pulitzer in 1990 for The Piano Lesson. Both productions were part of Wilson's famous Pittsburgh cycle. He wrote 10 plays, each set in a different decade of the 20th century. All of them made it to Broadway. Born in Pittsburgh in 1945, Wilson struggled as a poet before turning to playwriting. His career took off when his play Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was accepted by a national playwriting contest. By the time of his death in 2005, Wilson had become the most honored African American playwright in history. Page 78, Jean-Michel Basquiat. In a very short time, Jean-Michel Basquiat became one of the most admired and productive artists of his generation. Born in Brooklyn in 1960, he started drawing as a young boy. His mother encouraged him by taking him to museums. In the early 1980s, he was a graffiti artist known as Samo. He soon started putting his designs on t-shirts and postcards before moving on to paintings. After his work stood out in a group show, his reputation grew quickly. Sadly, he died in 1988 at the peak of his fame. He was 27. According to one estimate, Basquiat left behind 917 drawings, 25 sketchbooks, 85 prints, and 171 paintings. Major museums continue to show exhibits of his work. In May 2017, one of his paintings sold for $110.5 million. I hope I pronounced his last name right. Nobel novelist. In 1993, Toni Morrison was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. She was the first Black person born in the United States to win the prize and is regarded as one of the greatest writers our country has produced. Her novels, including The Bluest Eye, Shula, Song of Solomon, and Jazz, have been translated into many languages. She was born Chloe Ardelia Wolford in Lorain, Ohio in 1931. Morrison studied English at Howard University and Cornell University. She taught briefly at Howard before turning to a career in editing. As an editor, Morrison worked with Angela Davis, Gail Jones, and other famous authors. She left publishing in 1983 to focus on her own writing. In 1984, she won a Pulitzer Prize for her novel, Beloved. Morrison once said that there were few memorials to those who have been enslaved. There is no place you or I can go, she said. There is no bench by the road. Inspired by her words, the Toni Morrison Society has placed 21 commemorative benches at historic sites around the world. In addition to her fiction, Morrison has published plays, children's books, essays, and anthologies, collections of writings. Her other honors include a National Book Critics Circle Award and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Lauryn Hill. This is the end of page 70, and this will end this reading for today. Lauryn Hill won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1997. The album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, was the first recording by a hip-hop artist to win the award. Hill became the first woman to win 5 Grammys in a single night, including Best New Artist and Best R&B Song. Born in South Orange, New Jersey, Hill first found success as an actress. She appeared on a daytime series starring in Sister Act 2. She appeared on a daytime series before starring in Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, with Whoopi Goldberg. In high school, she co-founded the Fugees. Her performance with that band helped them win a Grammy for Best Rap Album in 1996. Her solo album has sold more than 8 million copies in the United States and 12 million copies worldwide. That's the end of this reading for today. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We will be reading about achievements in sports and starting on page 79. We're almost finished. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.